They done messed up now. Should have never gave these boys a podcast. Whoa. This is Off the Rim. With your boy, Coach Skinny, Coach Drake, and Coach Drake. I'm off. There go the men again. What up, SimWorld? Sit back, relax. Let us take you through the mind of a coach.
Yo, what up, SimWorld?
Oh my God!
We back at it. What up, Drees and Drayton?
What's going on, Skinny?
What up, though?
I wanted to get into step into the coach's mind a little bit. Like we always do. We're gonna dig a little deeper this time, whether y'all listening or not, coaches. You ain't gotta tell nobody. You can, hide under the stairs or somewhere and listen. It's all good. But we just want to talk about a team that maybe our point of view, our opinion of what can happen to change it. And it's not saying that our teams are, well, Drees and Drayton's teams are. But it's not saying like our teams are dominating and we know everything, but just from our view, and mainly their view, because they consider top coaches, what they would do. And G5 happened to pop up. So I want to know from Drees and Drayton, what can they do? Is it a lineup thing? Is it a scheme thing? Or is it just how the ball is bouncing? Because sometimes that happens too. Sometimes you take L's and it don't necessarily mean you're bad. But Drees, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what I see from what I see in my eyes, from what the stats tell me, and from what the coaches film is. So from what we see, new coach Jeff Michaels, he's a excuse me, got a little cold going right here. Sorry about that. A 7 seconds or less type offense. Defensively, they're bottom 5 in pretty much every category. So they rely on everything on offense. With that being said, I think it would be beneficial to put in those type of players. So I'm gonna swing it over to Drayton and see what he thinks about, what lineups would best fit, that type of scheme and the troubles that they have on defense.
As far as lineup goes, you gotta have a PG in that type of 7 seconds offense that could, especially when it's attack the basket, you gotta have somebody who could penetrate and get downhill fast. And in my opinion, maybe I'm biased, I feel like Bruno John Misty is the perfect type of downhill attack type of point guard. I think he's a better defender than Williams is at the 1. He a little more gritty. So I would take Williams, move him to the 2. Take Colson, move him to the 3. Keep Deck at the 4, and have the other Williams at the 5. Now, as far as touches, I definitely feel like Bruno not getting his fair shake. If anybody had seen some of the other stuff I had said about Bruno, I said all the time that if he could learn how to actually pass the ball, he'd be an elite guard in this league.
All right, let me ask you a question real quick. If you had to pick 3 guys, you just had to pick 3 guys, and you had to say, all right, the ball, we need y'all to get us baskets, because there's only one basketball. We can't have 8 of the 10 people demanding the basketball to take shots. Is going to be a bad time. Who would be your 3 guys that you say, these are guys who are going to get us buckets? Everybody else, we need y'all to play a role. Who your 3?
I'm old school, so I believe it's always 2 options in the starting unit, 1 option on the bench. So I'd probably say you could go Misty because he's running the 1. You could go Colson at the 3, give him a lot of touches. That he's matchup nightmare. And I would say you could either switch Williams, my Jerry Williams, to the bench, let him operate as the sixth man, and have Cal McKnight uh operate in the starting unit, or you could have Cal McKnight be that sixth man, the spark plug to try and come off the bench and do something. As of current, I wouldn't put Cal McKnight in the starting lineup, me personally, because he's not a top flight defender. That's not shade or anything towards him. That's just not him.
Yeah, they gotta get a defensive edge to him. Mugen Williams is a hell of a defender, but when you got guys running full speed straight down the lane, it's kind of hard to do your job. So getting some resistance in the backcourt would be for the best. Like I said, defensively they are in the bottom of the league. There's no doubt about that. So we'll try to, at this point, just put all your eggs into offense. Run a
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Dries. I was like, I mean, at this point, they're not going to be a defensive team, and I think it's irresponsible as a coach to to try to turn them into that. It's over. It's
yeah,
cooked.
yeah.
They're not going to be that, but
No,
they can be a formidable offensive team.
oh, for sure. They already shown it this year. They had a couple games where they score plus 70, plus 80, if I'm not mistaken. So they can get baskets. It's just they turn the ball over some. They get stuck in bad sets where people had the ball in bad positions and stuff of that nature. If they clean up their offense and show some resistance on defense, they can turn around. They're not going to be a top flight defense. They don't have the personnel for that. But I think they could be a competitive defensive team, and if they clean this offense up, they could turn it around, become a 500 team more sooner than later.
I think they are diet Rocky Mountain.
Yep.
Actually, nah, they are diet Rocky Mountain. Even
No,
though
they don't shoot
Rock,
like Rocky Mountain though.
they don't shoot like Rocky Mountain, but Rocky Mountain don't have a defensive presence like they do in the
Yeah,
paint.
this is the problem with the imbalance with offense and defense. Like it's everybody wants it looks good on the highlights, see the guys hitting the step back threes and all of that, but eventually you gotta get a stop. You gotta get a stop. Like if you're not getting stops and you miss two of those pretty step back threes and we run down the court to get two dunks. Yeah, it's balanced, man. And it's hard to see some of these teams struggle, but they it's gonna take until next year. But you can set up your culture now. You can get it set in place now. They got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys coming back. They got 4 guys coming back. Most of them are offensive nature. So you should be, really focusing in on a few defensive players. And if they're going to continue to run this type of scheme, get some guys who really can do that. Some athletic guys on the wing, athletic playmaker at the point, and continuing on. But you're going to need some defense in this league. If you see who won the championships the last couple seasons, who's been in the championship, they've been of defensive pedigree. You can't escape it at SimWorld Prep.
Drayton, you got anything to add to it? Like, um, we said offline. Did Dries take everything, bro?
What's left for me to say? And this is SimWorld, where the only place where you can see the game and
Be the game.